We're live.
And I think. Se oye, eso tiene un micrófono, ¿no?
Creo que sí.
Ajá.
¿Qué hay ahora?
Cero, baby.
Bueno, a lo mejor la gente va a empezar a llegar.
Baby, yo quiero him.
Bueno, vamos a ver. Yo voy a hablar
Oh,
con...
wait, there's somebody there. Nice. No, if they ask a question,
No, no. Ya.
oh, that's so cool.
Let me see what they want.
So cool.
Yeah.
What?
It pops up here. Los comentarios.
Where?
Ahí abajo.
Oh, what? That's you?
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, obviously. Why? That's you? Yeah. You know what's funny? Years ago, when I started tattooing, there was a guy that I used to follow on YouTube, and he would do painting. He would spend all day painting online, baby life. His name's Dan Lovisi. He became very, very famous, and went on to, I think he created some sort of graphic novel. I mean, the guy paints incredible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know.
you-
Yeah, I just thought about that right now. You want to put some music? You can put some. Huh? Wherever. Uh, where I wonder where are people watching from? I wonder where people are watching from.
Eddie wants to know.
What's a good app for a Galaxy tab? Oh, I don't know. I've never used a Galaxy tablet. I would know, but I'm sure that's something you could find very easily. What is that? Does a Galaxy tablet, does that run on video on Windows, or does it just have like apps?
Windows.
It runs on Windows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it runs on Windows, you could probably use Photoshop for that. But I'm not too familiar. I actually just got this tablet. It's an iPad Pro, and I'm using Procreate, so I'm getting used to it. It's really cool, actually. And I bought this screen. It's like a Surface screen protector, but it also has a texture to it, so it feels just like paper. I mean, it is as close as it can get to the real thing. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. The neon filigree. Filigree?
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Neon filigree. That's a cool idea. I'll keep it in mind. Maybe we can convince one of the clients to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a neon filigree. So, Eddie, I'm not sure, brother. What are you trying? What do you want to do for tattoo design? Is that what you want to use it for? I'm assuming. I mean, there has to be some sort of equivalent to Photoshop. Photoshop is really good. That's what I've been using for many years for my tattoo designs. So there has to be either Photoshop or some sort of equivalent to it. Where are you watching from, Jacob? Maybe I should start working. Minnesota. Oh, that's cool. Little Falls. Never been. I'm sure the nature over there is crazy. Probably full of mountains and shit. Let's go to Minnesota, baby. Is that a small town or a big city? I gotta give this guy like a big one. This guy reminds me of Ed, Ed and Eddie, the one I'm drawing right now. You remember Ed, Ed and Eddie?
No.
You never saw that show? You never watched cartoons, did you? It's not your thing. Oh my god, I was obsessed with cartoons. I'm still somewhat small. That's cool, man. So have you been tattooing for some time? Are you a tattoo artist already, or are you just getting started? Okay, that's cool, man. Are you already tattooing people? Oh, okay, cool, awesome, man. Do you do it at a studio? You working on in your crib or what? ¿A ti te gusta todo esto?
¿Qué?
Mm. You what? Mm. It's all the professions. I've invested a decent amount into the most professional supplies on a budget, and I've been very thorough about studying for. That's good, man. That's good. But eventually, the good thing is that you're already working on people because that's what's really gonna get you to the next level. There's nothing like real practice, and I've been meaning to actually do like a little short on this. Like fake skin is not a good way to study to practice that. It's not a good way to practice tattooing. because it doesn't feel like the real thing. So the fact that you're working on people it's a really good thing. Thank you, Brandon. These are my doodles, man. That's cool, man. I mean, I would practice if you're already 3 years in, man. If I were you, I would not be looking for an apprenticeship. What I would be doing instead is trying to produce the best possible work that you can, and create yourself a portfolio. So whenever you go to a studio, don't present yourself as somebody who's learning. Present yourself as an artist already. I mean, there's different qualities of tattoo studio, I guess, you know. So even if your work is not high level, you should be able to work at, you know, at a tattoo studio. But present yourself as an artist already, brother. Just make sure you're working on your portfolio. Make sure that every piece you're doing, imagine it's gonna go on a magazine. You know, like make sure it's like the best that you can possibly do each and every time. And start, you know, making sure you're getting good photos, and then go to a studio and do your thing, bro. My boy Brandon. I met Brandon at a convention.
I see.
Yeah, he saw me tattoo. He really liked what I did. He's learning to tattoo as well. He's going through eye cancer, baby. He lost one eye. He just lost an eye. Yeah, he's having a rough time.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine.
But his spirits are amazing. Incredible guy. He wants to apprentice for me, but I just don't have the time right now. Maybe later on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's good to know, man. That's good to know. You were looking like a pirate the other day we talked. The best thing you have is your attitude, bro. It's gonna get you right through it. It's so cool that I'm able to help you guys out. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot, brother. Sometimes I think I'm talking a bunch of shit, so I'm glad somebody's listening. No, man. This is what I actually like to draw when I'm not doing work for clients. Um, it's just for me to relax, and eventually I do want to start making some paintings out of these. I have a couple of them that I've already done, but usually, I always have my thing is always my time restriction. So I have sketchbooks full of these little guys, and eventually I do plan on sketching them out and doing murals. I mean, painting them and doing murals and all that. But for now, they're just a way of me kind of expressing myself. They're fun. Oh, that's interesting. So, Jacob, what if you have a license? What if you have previously had a license in a different state? Damn, that's rough.
You need a license?
So, in Minnesota, check this out. To work legally in a shop in Minnesota and get licensed, you have to have so many hours of work supervised as an apprentice.
Okay.
That's crazy because that gives super crazy leverage to shop owners to kind of treat people the way, whichever way they want. Because you need to be an apprentice in order to get a license. That's tough. You might want to look into that, man, because maybe you can possibly get a license in a different state and then you can transfer the license over to Minnesota. And maybe you don't, you can kind of jump through that hoop and you don't have to deal with being an apprentice. But again, even if you, I think one thing, even if you're looking for an apprenticeship, like if you already have a good portfolio, you're gonna get more respect. If you come in not knowing, it's gonna be a little bit different than if you come in, having some sort of level of craftsmanship already, you know what I mean? And again, I would also look into possibly, getting it in another state and then going from there. That's insane. No, it's a recipe for shop owners taking advantage of other people. I'm sure they mean well, but it's I don't know if that's a great idea. Oh, that's so cool, man. Thank you so much, boss. I'm glad I'm able to help, brother. I have a lot of really cool ideas coming up for you guys, man. It's just a matter of managing my time and getting everything out there. It's a lot of work, but we're working and doing our best to get the stuff out there for you guys. Oh yeah, I'm doing. When's the new video coming out?
Saturday.
Saturday. There's a new one coming out Saturday, so keep an eye out for that. What? It's so cool, baby. People are so grateful. They're super happy. It's so cool. Makes me want to do more stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a big motivator.
Yeah.
To see that it's actually like having impact, you know. When it comes to hard, soft edges, when you're working in shadows, do you have any tips that help with your understanding? When it comes to hard, soft edges, when you're working in shadows, do you have any tips? I mean, I'm having a hard time understanding what you want to know exactly. You always do this shit to me, Brandon. You ask these generic questions. um, Brandon, I mean, you should be looking at your reference. I'm assuming you're referring to like realistic stuff, so you should be looking at your reference. And the reference should tell you whether the edge is hard or soft. Now, is your question regarding like how to apply the edge, whether it's hard or soft, like how you apply it on the skin? Or is it more as to like how do you interpret the edges when looking at a reference? Like what's, can you be a little bit more specific on the question? That music is fire, baby.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? No, not organic. Like it's more it's more intuitive, you know what I mean? Like I already have that information in the back of my mind, so it's very intuitive. Um, Also, I'm looking at reference when I'm tattooing, so I'm usually emulating what I'm seeing on the picture. And then what if you want to become like, what if you move to the state or something like that? Then you could probably just make the switch. Oh, it's not too bad. That's not too bad, man. It's a nice little loop right there. Or if you have to, or if you move, you have to get reciprocated through the state. It's not too bad, man. You can make that happen. I wonder if it's like that with a lot of different states. all you gotta have is uh, the drive and the desire to work hard. And as an apprentice, you have to think about something like you have a shop owner who is essentially going to help you build a career. Okay, so it's the same as like when you go to school, right? When you go to school, you have to pay the school. You have to remunerate this school for helping you out build a career, right? So when you go to get an apprenticeship, they're gonna expect the same thing. They're gonna expect some sort of payment, and that payment is generally done through your efforts. Like how much you can help the studio. So I mean, if you have any skills that you can provide to the studio, that's always gonna help you to be considered. Anything that's gonna make the studio owner's life easier. So maybe you can help them manage their social media, or create content for them, or maybe if you're really good at sales or marketing, or just anything in general that you can help out with is going to help the studio. So anything that you can provide like that is going to be super valuable. And artistically speaking, you gotta have a portfolio. I feel like a lot of people go asking for an apprenticeship without even having a portfolio, and that's just a terrible way to go about it. That's even how I did it when I went to look for an apprenticeship. Like, I had nothing to show for, so obviously, nobody wanted to take me in, and I had nothing to show for because I started tattooing when I was 20, and I didn't really do much art before then. So I didn't have anything, and I didn't have any guidance. So I honestly didn't know what they were expecting of me. But in all reality, what I want to see from somebody who wants to learn from me is I want to see that they're doing art on a regular basis. Because if you're not into doing art, then what's the point? Like, I'm only gonna teach you as a shop owner. Like, ideally, I want to teach you how to apply what you already know as an artist into with the tools of the trade. But you should already come with some sort of knowledge, and that's up to you to get that knowledge. The suit might be funny. The suit might be funny. Man, the best thing I would do is like, don't just go anywhere. Like, really do your research in your area and look for some good tattoo artists. You know what I mean? You don't want to be an apprentice to just any tattoo artist. You might end up regretting that. Trust me. So do your research, find somebody that you really like, and go to their studio, show them your stuff. Oh, let's see what Jacob says.
Sandra.
Uh, I imagine the light source is shooting light rays that bounce and mirror harder. The shading would be worth. Yeah, Sanoderm is great. I definitely recommend it. I have another brand that I use that I buy off of Amazon, and it's an off brand. I'm gonna make sure that I post it somewhere. We gotta post it somewhere. Oh, okay. It's if you look at there's a video that I have on tattoo aftercare, and it's linked in the description of that video. You can go, you can use that link to find it. And let's see, I imagine the light source as shooting light rays that bounce and mirror harder edge shading would be where less rays. Yeah, exactly.
Is there?
Hey man, that might just be the best thing that happened to you, Brandon. Everything happens for a reason, brother. God knows best. Ah, thank you so much, man. I'm glad I'm able to help you. Hopefully they'll get better with time. I'm terrible. What's he saying? It's good to talk about pricing more work and how I guess stuff. Yeah, man. Don't try not to discount your work. I mean, so the way I go about it is, even now I still sometimes want to experiment and try new things. And if you do want to have some sort of experimental tattoo and you want to do a discount for that, that's a good idea, because you're gonna get a different payout out of that, which is experience and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. But for the most part, you wanna keep a reasonable price in your tattoos. Don't go too cheap, because then you're in this vicious cycle of just tattooing to buy supplies, to tattoo again, to buy supplies, and it's a never-ending cycle. And it's very expensive to be a tattoo artist. There's a lot of things that come into play, and I mean it's just hundreds of thousands of dollars over years. I couldn't even tell you how much money I've spent in the craft. So definitely don't give your work away. But you also have to be realistic, and you have to understand where you are in the craft. You know what I mean? So um, you definitely have to, if you're gonna price high, you gotta have the quality to match. And if you don't have the quality to match, you can give a price that's reasonable, in order to get the experience, to get that mileage. Because the more tattoos that you do when you're starting out, the better. The more tattoos that you do, the better you're gonna get. I mean, that's just the name of the game. But obviously, I mean, you not just doing tattoos. You gotta be doing tattoos and making notes, and the mistakes that you're making, and trying to improve upon that all the time. But if you're doing that consistently and you're doing a bunch of tattoos, you're gonna get better really fast. And then as you get better, you can, obviously you can price higher. Not honestly, not at the moment. But yeah, I've done that many times before. Usually what I do is like I'll usually, I'll hit up my most loyal clients, people that have supported me over years, and they've been very helpful to me, and I'll usually just give them like a really good offer for like a good price. Sometimes I just give them away, honestly. If it's something that I want to do bad enough, and I'll usually just find a deserving client, and then I'll give it away to them. But I haven't done that in a while. That's right, man. That's right. You worked hard, all right? You better build that portfolio. I'm gonna keep sketching.
Brandon wants to know if you have any designs.
No, I don't have any designs right now that I'm doing. Brandon, I'm spending most of my time right now either tattooing or I'm creating content for the channel. So I'm tattooing uh, just enough to, you know, obviously satisfy the supply, the demand for my clients, and then the rest of the time I spend it uh, making content. So, you know, right now I'm not spending too much time experimenting as I used to. Oh, this one's gonna be funny. Um, Editing sucks. Editing takes a long time. Um, and also, I mean, there's a few, but just the main thing is just staying organized. You know, there's a lot of things to it from, you know, recording to like from planning to recording um, to editing. And, you know, I guess time management is an issue because obviously, you know, I have to tattoo. I also have a family to take care of. I'm a dad of 3 kids, so it's just um, a lot of pieces that are at play, and being organized is definitely, you know, been the biggest challenge. um, so yeah, I would say that that has been the biggest hurdle, and it still is. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still working on it. Oh my god, this one's gonna be so good. But I mean, I have so many ideas. Like I have so many subjects for like videos that I can put out. And the biggest, like I said, the biggest hurdle is just time, and you know, being able to produce everything that I want to produce with the time that I have in my hands. This one reminds me of like Casper.
Mm-hmm. I like the uncle.
Sí, el tío viejo.
The skinny one.
This guy's gotta have some glasses on. Yeah. And his ears are like down here. I mean, if anybody is charging $100 for a whole sleeve, that's crazy. There's so much work involved into doing a sleeve. I would have never even charged that even when I was starting out. That's insane. But yeah, I get your point. But ultimately, you should not be concerned with any of that, man. You know, there's all types of clients out there. And the people who are for you, they're going to find you. Like I've noticed as, you know, as I matured as a person, uh, my clients have also matured with me. Like the type of clients that I get now are not at all the type of clients that I got when I was starting out. And it has nothing to do even with the quality. It's just kind of the way that you project yourself, you know what I'm saying? And the way you value yourself. When I was a young guy, when I was a much younger guy, I guess, because I'm not that old, I used to have a lot of issues with valuing my artwork because, you know, I didn't value, and I think that's a problem that a lot of artists have, is that we don't value our art because a lot of us are very insecure in what we do and just in general. So I used to be very insecure, and even when I was putting out great tattoos, I was almost giving them away because I didn't value what I was doing. Even though I was doing great work, I didn't give it the kind of value that it deserved. And obviously, because I didn't give it the value it deserved, people didn't give it the value that it deserved. So it's very important to, you know, obviously you gotta be humble and you gotta understand where you are in your career and, you know, be realistic, but you have to value yourself. If you don't value yourself, nobody's gonna value you, you know. And you gotta believe that you're worth it. That way, when you ask for that price, you know, people believe you. People believe in your price because you believe in it. Yeah, man, that's something you gotta work on. And a lot of that, like I said, a lot of that comes from the way that you not so much value. You gotta think about this. This is something that used to happen to me when I was younger. Is when I was younger, I was broke. I didn't have any money, so I thought nobody had money, right? So when I would price people, I would always price them very low because I thought I was essentially doing them a favor by pricing them low, but I was doing a disservice to myself by doing that. But it was because in my mind I believed that everybody was as broke as I was. So because of that, I would basically just give away my stuff. And obviously there was people who had the money to pay it, but if you tell somebody give me $100 when it's worth 500, they're not gonna give you 500. They're gonna give you what you asked for. So you have to understand that there are people out there who have the money. You know, maybe if you don't have it, or maybe you didn't have it growing up or whatever, like, you know, that person who doesn't have the money, they just need to go somewhere else that, you know, it's in their budget. But you cannot take away from yourself to give to somebody unless you that's something you want to do, which is that's completely different. If you want to like do a favor or do a gift for somebody or whatever it may be, I mean, I do that stuff all the time. But you gotta know your worth, man. Yeah, I used to think the same way. But if whoever is coming to you is broke, brother, like, that's not your problem, man. If they're broke, they should not be seeking out to get a tattoo. A tattoo is a luxury. You're not a mechanic. You're not taking care of a problem for somebody. You're welcome, man. I love this lifestyle. I like that I'm good to talk to them. It's really cool. That's where I can do my sage advice. Maybe look at this guy.
Yeah, we can.
So there's this. It's so cool because it's like I just draw a shape and they just kind of appear. And it's like as soon as I see the shape, I can see them. It's weird. You don't have to say that, man. That's that's it implied. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to be rude to people. You simply just give your price and you stay quiet. And you know, you hold your position, but you know, never demean anybody for not having the money or not being able to afford it or whatever, you know, because you never know. Those same people may recommend you someone else. One thing that I do, one thing that I do that is a great practice, I think, is whether that person is buying from me or not, I always give them value. You know what I mean? Like I always try to give them an advice. If they can't afford it, maybe I try to help them find somebody that's a little bit cheaper than me, that I know is gonna do a good work for them. So like just help people out in general. Like it'll come back to you. You know what I mean? Maybe you help them and they realize, you know what? Maybe this is a little bit above my budget, but I'm gonna stretch my budget because this guy you know, he's genuine and he really wants to help out. So you know what? I'm just gonna go with him instead. So always try to help people no matter what. He's so good. Should he have an upper lip? No. Or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's more character.
Does it?
Yeah.
I never give him upper lip. I think it's because I don't have one. I feel like there's something wrong with that upper lip. I want it to be cartoony. I don't want it to be like a realistic.
Okay.
No, pero está bien. I like it. I just need to figure out how to do it because I never do it. I think that's good. Yeah. This is on the eyebrows. Yeah, I try all that till I get mad. That same type of customers. Maybe it was me last training. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how that would make you look stupid. Ultimately, like I said, just be helpful, man. Be kind to people. It'll pay out for you. Treat people how you want to be treated, you know? This guy needs like a collared shirt.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a pencil anymore. He needs a pencil. No. Too many stuff going on there. Maybe in this one right here. Oh yeah, this one for sure. No te vamos. Ah, bien la información esa.
Está muy bueno. Hello, tomato, tomato.
Oh, at 11. Yeah, I have to.
It's 12:30.
What was it that What did you put? Which class is it? Which class are we on?
The design. The last two designing. And then Saturday is the.
Okay, so I'm gonna get off here right now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. The class that I've been uploading is going to, the rest of the class is gonna be uploaded tomorrow and Saturday. No, tomorrow and Friday is the design class, and then on Saturday we have a new video that I'm putting out where I added some extra contrast to a tattoo. It's a black and gray piece, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll probably log on tomorrow night again, so see you then.